The crystal glasses clinked as Mom's birthday celebration reached its peak in our family's dining room. The chandelier cast a warm glow over the mahogany table, where my sister Emma held court with her latest corporate success story. So then the board approved my proposal unanimously, Emma finished, adjusting her Cartier watch. Another record quarter. That's my girl. Dad beamed, raising his wine glass. Following in my footsteps at Preston Associates. Now that's a real career. I adjusted my simple blazer, bought off the rack but carefully tailored to hide its origins. My laptop sat quietly in my bag, notifications muted but undoubtedly filling with updates from my team. And what about you, Sarah? Mom turned to me with that familiar look of concern. Still doing your computer thing? Online work, I corrected softly, pushing my food around the plate. Yes, I'm still running my company. Emma snorted into her wine glass. Is that what we're calling it now? Sitting in your apartment all day. Speaking of which, Dad interjected, I have some connections at Preston. Entry-level positions, but it would be a start. Real work in a real office. I checked my phone under the table. 3 missed calls from my PR team. The Forbes interview must have gone live. Sarah needs structure, Mom added, cutting her beef Wellington. All this isolation isn't healthy. Remember when she quit her consulting job to build something of her own? That was 3 years ago, I said quietly, watching the seconds tick by on my watch. Almost time. 3 years of what exactly? Emma leaned forward. None of us even knows what your company does. It's a tech startup, I began, but Dad's laughter cut me off. Still playing with computers? He shook his head. When I was your age, I was already junior partner. The TV in the adjacent living room, left on for background noise, suddenly increased in volume. Breaking news alert sounds filled the air. Hold on, Emma frowned, turning toward the sound. They're interrupting regular programming. The announcer's voice carried clearly into the dining room. Breaking news. Tech's youngest billionaire CEO reveals identity after 3 years of speculation. Walker Technologies, the mysterious company valued at. My face filled the screen. Emma's fork clattered onto her plate. Mom's wine glass froze halfway to her lips. Dad stopped mid-lecture, his mouth hanging open. That's... Emma whispered, that's Sarah. Walker Technologies, the announcer continued, revolutionized secure communication platforms during the pandemic, becoming the fastest-growing tech company in history. Its founder and CEO Sarah Walker, age 29, has finally... I should take this call, I said calmly as my phone lit up again. Forbes wants to confirm some details for the cover story. The silence in the room was deafening. My sister's perfectly composed face had crumbled into shock. Mom's carefully applied makeup couldn't hide her pallor. Cover story? Dad managed to choke out. I stood smoothing my blazer. Yes. They're running it next week. The Silent Billionaire, How Sarah Walker Built a Tech Empire in Secret. The TV continued its relentless revelations. Walker Technologies, now valued at over $48 billion, has become the leading provider of quantum encrypted communication systems, with contracts spanning government agencies and Fortune 500 companies. 48 billion? Emma's voice cracked. She grabbed her phone, frantically Googling my name. Her eyes widened as headlines flooded her screen. Mom found her voice first. But you work from your apartment. My apartment? I allowed myself a small smile. You mean my company's first satellite office? The one in the building I bought last year. Dad's face cycled through shades of red. The Preston Tower? You own our building. Among others, I replied, opening my laptop. Actually, I own the majority stake in Preston and Associates' parent company. Emma's last promotion? I approved that investment package. Emma's Cartier watch suddenly looked less impressive as she stared at the Forbes article displaying my net worth. All those times you couldn't make family events because of your online meetings, Mom whispered. Were actually board meetings, I finished. Hard to attend Sunday brunch when you're negotiating contracts with the Department of Defense. The TV switched to business analysts dissecting my company's meteoric rise. Walker Technologies' encryption algorithm has become the global standard. Revolutionary approach to quantum computing, youngest self-made female billionaire in tech history. But you never said anything, Emma's voice was small. All those times I bragged about my promotions. While mocking my computer games? I raised an eyebrow. It was simpler to let you think what you wanted. My phone buzzed again. Excuse me, I said, standing. The White House is calling about our security infrastructure contract. The White House. Dad's leadership seminar voice had vanished. I answered the phone, speaking clearly. Madam Secretary, yes, I can confirm those specifications. No, the quantum encryption protocol is fully operational. Mom knocked over her wine glass, red liquid seeping into her expensive tablecloth. She barely noticed, too busy staring at the TV where financial experts were analyzing my company's stock options. Your trust fund, Dad suddenly blurted. You said you used it for startup costs. I never touched it, I replied, muting my phone briefly. It's still sitting in that account you set up. I preferred to build this myself. Emma was still scrolling through articles. Sarah Walker named most influential under 30. Tech's new queen. The billion-dollar algorithm. The algorithm you told me was a waste of time, I reminded her. Last Christmas I believe you said I should get a real job like everyone else. The doorbell rang. Through the front windows we could see news vans beginning to gather. Our family's well-kept lawn was about to become a media circus. I have a car waiting, I said, gathering my things. The Forbes photo shoot is in an hour. But it's Mom's birthday dinner, Emma stammered. Yes, I looked at our mother who hadn't moved since the news broke. And I got her something special. I pulled out an envelope. Controlling shares in that luxury spa chain she loves. I bought the company this morning. Mom's hands trembled as she took the envelope. You own Le Petit Spa? All 43 locations, I confirmed. Consider it a belated thank you for all those times you said I needed to get out more. My security team texted that they were in position. Through the windows I could see them clearing a path through the growing media crowd. When you said you were working on something big, Dad started. I meant building the world's most advanced encryption technology, I finished. Not quite the same as reviewing contracts at Preston Associates, is it? The TV was now showing footage of our company headquarters, a gleaming tower of glass and steel that made Preston Associates look like a storage unit. I should go, I said, closing my laptop. The NASDAQ bell won't ring itself tomorrow morning. The next morning I stood in my penthouse office, watching the sunrise over the city skyline. 60 floors below, news vans still crowded the streets. My face was on every major network, the secret billionaire story proving irresistible to the media. My phone buzzed, Emma, for the 12th time since last night. I let it go to voicemail, instead focusing on the live stream of the NASDAQ opening. In 10 minutes I'd ring the bell remotely from my office, Walker Technologies symbol displaying on the famous Times Square billboard. Ms. Walker, my assistant Michael entered. Your family is in the lobby. Of course they were. Your sister tried using her Preston Associates credentials to get past security, he continued, hiding a smile. She seemed quite surprised when the system flagged her as a restricted visitor. Let them up, I said, adjusting my Saint Laurent blazer. But activate privacy mode on all screens. The elevator opened moments later, revealing my family looking distinctly less polished than usual. Emma's perfect hair showed signs of a sleepless night, and Mom's designer outfit couldn't hide her nervous energy. Sarah, Dad stepped forward, lawyer mode engaged. We need to talk about this situation. 8 minutes until the NASDAQ opening, I replied, not turning from the window. Make it quick. Why didn't you tell us? Mom burst out. All this time while we worried about you. Worried. I finally turned. You mean criticized? Condemned. Convinced yourselves I was wasting my life. Emma clutched her designer bag like a shield. We were trying to help. Help. I pulled up a holographic display showing 3 years of text messages. Like when you told your friends I was going through a phase? Or when you shared those intervention strategies in your family group chat. Their faces paled as their own words floated in the air between us. You read our private messages? Dad's lawyer voice cracked. I built the world's most advanced encryption system, I reminded him. Did you really think your iPhone was a challenge? The display shifted to their social media posts from the past year. Emma's humble brags about her corporate success, Mom's concern shares about failing to launch millennials, Dad's lectures about real careers. Yesterday's posts are particularly interesting. I swiped through their overnight activity. Amazing how quickly concerned family members become proud supporters. Emma's latest Instagram story appeared. An old photo of us as kids, captioned, "So proud of my brilliant sister. Always knew she'd change the world. #TechQueen #sistergoals. Your privacy settings, by the way," I added, "were embarrassingly weak. I had our security team upgrade them last night. Consider it a family courtesy." "The NASDAQ opening is in 5 minutes, Ms. Walker," Michael announced. "President Chin is on the line for your pre-market call." Dad's eyes widened. "Chin? Of the World Economic Forum." "No, Chin of my board of directors," I corrected. "The WF call is this afternoon." Mom sank into a visitor's chair, her social climbing instincts visibly recalibrating. "Darling, we should plan a proper family announcement. The country club's annual gala is being held in my building next month," I finished. "I bought the club last quarter. The board thought it was time for younger leadership." Emma's phone buzzed. Probably another Preston Associates notification. The firm's morning brief mentions a major tech acquisition. "Yes, Walker Technologies is acquiring your Asian markets division," I confirmed. Though I abstained from that vote given the family connection. The screens lit up with market prep notifications. In 3 minutes I'd make history again. The youngest female CEO to ring the opening bell. "We're your family," Dad tried one last time. "We should be part of this." Family. I pulled up one final message thread. "Like when you told Mom the only tech success story she needed to worry about was Emma's new iPhone?" The morning sun cast long shadows across the office as I took my position for the ceremony. Behind me, the city was waking up to my new reality. Below, reporters waited for another glimpse of the secret billionaire. "You can watch from the family room," I nodded toward a side door. The same place I waited during Emma's graduation party. The one I couldn't attend because of a computer emergency. "What was the emergency?" Emma asked quietly. "Our quantum encryption breakthrough. The one that landed us the Pentagon contract. Worth a bit more than your quarterly bonus, I believe." 1 month after the Forbes reveal, I sat in my executive suite reviewing acquisition reports. The city skyline had changed. 3 more buildings now bore the Walker Technologies logo, their quantum servers humming beneath sleek glass facades. My phone displayed Emma's latest attempt at reconciliation, a carefully crafted email about family bonds and shared success. Below it, a news alert showed her resignation from Preston Associates. Apparently, being a middle manager lost its appeal when your younger sister owns the building. "Ms. Walker," Michael entered with the morning briefing, "the World Economic Forum panel is confirmed. They're particularly interested in your perspective on quantum encryption's role in global finance." "And the family situation?" I asked, though I already knew. "My security team's reports were thorough. Your mother's been appointed to 3 charity boards in the past week. Her social media engagement has increased 400%. Most posts reference her tech visionary daughter." He paused. "She's also applied for membership at the 4 most exclusive clubs in the city. All of which we own," I noted. "Yes. Your father's firm has submitted 16 partnership proposals. They're particularly interested in handling our Asian expansion." I pulled up the firm's financials on my holographic display. Their desperate scramble for relevance was almost pitiful. And Emma started a tech investment blog. Her latest post is titled, "How I Inspired My Sister's $1 billion Algorithm." The irony wasn't lost on me. 3 years ago she'd called that same algorithm a cute hobby. The intercom buzzed. "The Bloomberg crew is here for your cover shoot." I stood straightening my Balmain suit. The secret billionaire narrative had evolved into something bigger. A story about innovation, perseverance, and the quiet revolution happening in quantum technology. "Your sister's blog post is gaining traction," Michael added. "The family angle is appealing to readers." Of course it was. Everyone loves a redemption story even when it's completely fabricated. The makeup team worked quickly while I reviewed market projections. Walker Technologies stock had doubled since the reveal, our quantum encryption becoming the new global standard. The algorithm they'd mocked had transformed modern security. Sarah. A familiar voice made me turn. Mom stood in the doorway, perfect makeup not quite hiding her desperation. I've been trying to reach you. Security moved to intercept her, but I waved them back. How did you get past the lobby? I may have told the reporters I'm your mother, Mom said, clutching her bag. They were helpful. I'm sure they were, I replied, turning back to prep. Bloomberg shoot starts in 10 minutes. Darling, about the country club gala. She stepped closer. People are asking if you'll attend as the new owner. The gala's rebranded, I said. It's now the Quantum Innovation Summit. Only tech leaders and scientists invited. Her face fell. But the traditional members can reapply under new rules. Though I doubt old money counts as innovation. The studio lights glinted off the quantum circuits embroidered into my suit, a detail costing more than Mom's wardrobe. Your father's firm. She began. Declining for years, I said. Asia lost 40% last quarter. That's why they want us. Their family, she whispered. Family. I pulled up a hologram. Like when you told the Prestons I was finding myself, while Emma had the career? The screen filled with glowing insults. We didn't know, she murmured. No. You didn't care. Too busy with Emma's parties to ask what I was building. The Bloomberg team entered. Outside the skyline shone, built by my hobby. Ms. Walker, Michael said. President Chin is calling about quantum defense. Mom's eyes widened. Later, I said. Chin owns less stock than me. Makeup done. Mom stood frozen. The daughter she pitted now held the power. Quantum Summit wants your input, Michael added. Emma submitted a proposal, growing up with a tech visionary. I laughed. Growing up with me? She called me a crisis for 3 years. Cameras rolled. Mom backed away. He finally saw. One more thing, I said. Those charity boards. Walker Tech owns them too. You own the charities, she gasped. Among other things. I faced the cameras. The real story began. The city gleamed. Every insult fueled me. Every dismissal built my empire. Why reveal yourself now? A reporter asked. I smiled. Because success is the best answer. Flashes lit the room. Not the daughter they doubted, but the CEO shaping the world. My algorithms guarded nations, shifted markets, rewrote rules. Let them post photos. Let them pretend. The truth was clear. Success was revenge. I hadn't built this empire to prove them wrong. I built it because they couldn't stop me.